Hello guys, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about the complete state of freedom of really thinking about what you want, what you desire, what makes you feel inspirative, but also what makes you prepared and what makes you ready for the complete state of freedom of wanting the freedom of mind, freedom of body, freedom of heart, and freedom of distortion, and allowing ourselves to really let go of the fears or the limitations or the boundaries that we have within our own realities. And seeing that when we let go of that fear of limitation, of expectations, or predicting outcomes, or feeling like we have to force our manifestations, or feeling like we have to try to manifest, or think about what we want to manifest, but instead of just imbibing what we're trying to manifest in this existence and allowing ourselves to really go from that standpoint of really ushering in a clear state of mind, a clear state of body, but also giving ourselves clarity and purity towards everything that we're experiencing, and allowing ourselves to really let go and find our higher self's wisdom as the way of generating that guidance system, generating that seeking impulse, but also whatever drives and motivates you, just know that it's based on your desires, of your purities, of the things that you want, of things that you want to transcend in this conditioning. And also transcend within ourselves and within our relationships, our experiences, our circumstances, our realities. So one of the things that I was getting from my guides and higher self was the understanding of the state of freedom is to see that it's not just a state of purity, it's not a state of consciousness, but it's a way to live. It's a way to be guided. It's a way to have obedience and reception and acceptance towards everything that you're quantum shifting into. And seeing that the shift really pulls us into a newfound territory, a newfound direction, a newfound distinction of who we really are and what we want to become in this moment. So understanding this is that we choose to be free in this moment. We choose to be heaven. We choose to be the state that we want, but also the preference, the expression, the allowance within that state of freedom, but also giving yourself that space to create differently so that you can initiate freedom within your own existence. So one of the things that I was getting for this message was not that we are free or that we're trying to use our free will, but it's the willingness to choose to be the freedom that you exist and that you want to project upon, and meditating on top of that I am presence. Allowing the I am to be the gateway and the affirmation of knowing oneself. So I am bliss, I am love, I am connection. So allow that to be resounding in your heart as a message of the state of purity and the freedom in the initiation in the different formlessness of nothingness that allows us to see that every time that we choose to be empty in this moment, we choose to empty out everything that does not need to be there, and that we choose to not sacrifice our alignment because of our own circumstances, our own experiences, the things that happen to us. But choosing the freedom here and now and imbibing it and giving our power and our alignment towards it and dedicating ourselves towards something outside of ourselves, but also seeing God inside of ourselves. So we have to see it throughout everything, throughout creation, throughout the universe. And we have to become the heart of the universe. And the only way to do that is get the blood pumping and get the motivation and take really aligned actions that change how you feel, how you think, and how you perceive, and how you go about life and existence. So the state of freedom is the state where you really change the paradigm. You change the personality traits that you really don't like about yourself, and you allow those personality traits to become your gifts. And also, one thing that we always do as human beings is that we choose to really get tired of feeling like we have to possess something. We don't have to own anything. We don't own anything. We don't have to possess all of these materialistic things. They're just materialistic things. And sometimes just by moving on and seeing that something else will find you, something else will love you, and something else will allow you to have that realization of reception within yourself, within the state of purity, within the state of freedom. within the state of really playing with your creation and not seeing your creation as something so far-fetched and on a pedestal that you feel like it's so far away from you that you'll never attain it. So we can't look at our goals or ambitions or the challenges that we face as challengers. We can't see it as that, but we have to see it as pushing us into the stretching zone and pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone. So the amount of times that you're okay with your comfort zone not being the place where you want to reside, and give yourselves just a little bit of respite every single day. Give yourself a moment where you can think, where you can feel, where you can emote, where you can release. That's the state of freedom. But also that's the state of balance. When we have balance within our lives, it means that we're wanting to be grounded in the very fact that we can be here and now and present and aware of the cognizance. So the cognizance allows you to be true and dedicated to the very fact that you can be bliss whenever you want to be. And prosperity is not just a state of being, but it's also a feeling. It is an attachment. It is a newfound realization of what you want to become in this moment. So a lot of us feel like we can see the state of freedom or feel the state of freedom, but the state of freedom, it has already been you. So you're not looking for the state of freedom or trying to own the state of freedom or have accountability to the state of which you are free. It's already that you're free. You've already been delivered from it. There's already been grace on your behalf, and you have all the tools and the knowledge and the wisdom and the connection at your disposal to kind of demonstrate to you that you're here to become God manifested in this human form. So now you are transversing space and time. You're transversing everything that seems simple, but very complex in its own nature. Free will does not mean that we get to do stuff or we have permission to do stuff. But free, if you kind of condense the word and you see that there's will, if you have the willingness, if you have the drive, if you have the confidence and the empowerment, and you choose to have the will to live, that ultimately gives you a reason to live in your transcendent reasons. So you're choosing the freedom that allows you to have the will, and then it allows you to not see everything as a problem, as a challenge, as something debilitating. But you see everything as God's creation, God's projection. And you see it because the illusion tries to become who you are, but the vision will always deliver you from what you think you are. You are stronger than you think in a lot of different ways. So a lot of us, when we're awakening, we have to have subtle, deep presences of awareness. In order to sink deeper into the awareness that we want to become, awareness has to release, has to develop, and also be on an ongoing progression of flow. But then there might be some pit stops in the way of that flow, and then you keep continuing, you keep going, and you kind of look at your life in a much different perspective, and you're seeing that the truth will always set you free. And whatever comes around goes around, meaning life is a circle. Understanding that, it's kind of like the boomerang effect. No matter how many things that you throw out there, how many things you project, how many things you place within your vortexes, place within your creations, all of that shit will come back to you, I promise you. So if you lost a lot of things in the fire, sometimes you just have to brush away the ashes and see what is left. A lot of us lose things in the fire and the wind and the rain. And earlier, when I was just doing 2 TikToks, it was pouring rain. And then right as I'm starting to go live, the rain subsides. That's kind of like parting the sea or having supernatural intervention before you were in a car wreck. So it's kind of like Source sets us up with so many different things and places things within our path that are perfectly designed for us to understand that life is pretty much amazing if we choose to allow it to be amazing. if we see the blessing that I just had, because the rain would have been so loud and you probably wouldn't have heard anything that I said, or when I was doing healing energy, you wouldn't hear me at all. But the rain subsided, the storm stopped, the fire, earth, wind, and rain subsided and allowed me to do what I'm doing at this exact moment. So Source will always pick out the perfect spots, the perfect pockets, the perfect circumstances for you to shine whenever you need to. And sometimes even in the midst when you don't feel like it is allowing you to shine or grow or transcend, that's usually when it's actually working. Because we face our limitations, we face our fear, we face our vanity and our ego and our lust every single day. We face the deception every single day, but we see that the deception doesn't have a hold of us anymore. And we see that that is the state of freedom. The state where you can really calmly and prophetically announce who you are and own who you are and be authentically and unapologetically yourself in this moment. So that's what's beautiful about life as a whole. That's what's beautiful about life in general, is that it always changes. It never ends. It never stops, and it never ceases to exist. So we have to choose to exist for a purposeful purpose. So we choose to exist, that's the state of freedom, is that I could give up tomorrow. I could say, fuck this shit, and give up right now and say, nope, I don't need to do this anymore. But that would be such a waste of my time, of my energy, of everything that I've done, of everything that I've tried to do. That's just an extreme example. But also at the same time, it can really show you that when you're pushed to the precipice, when you're pushed to the edge in a sense, or when your feet are forced to the carpet, that means that you have to make a decision. Do I want to live my life based on what the illusion wants me to feel about life? Or do I want to live my life based on what the divine sees me as God sees me as seeing who I am at this moment? That there is no mistakes, my friends, but there's only happy accidents. Sometimes there are many different ways to look at your life, but seeing that it's going in the direction that's supposed to go into. And that if you have enough love and continuity and consecration within the forcefulness of your seeking nature, you will find all the things that you're looking for. And sometimes you will find the things that you're not even looking for or not even aware of, and you allow the universe to really surprise you. So that's one of the things that my guides and higher self and God was trying to help me with this message, was the very fact that we are our guides, our higher selves, and God, the illusion. We are everything that I'm talking about. So meaning that you have never not been any of those things. You have always been those things. So the state of freedom is just a subtle reminder of who you want to be. Expressing yourself in journaling, expressing yourself outwardly, shouting on the rooftops, using switch words, changing your phrases, changing what you speak over your life. And knowing that no matter what happens in your life, you can really have a beautiful transcendent moment, a guided moment, a sense of epiphany. And prophetically, you will see that everything will be in fulfillment of your destiny, seeing that there are always golden arches. You just have to look where they're at. There's always portals and gateways that can take you to a different place in time. And we have to feel as if we're opening up the ascension and the codes and the realization of who we can become in this moment. And nothing can take that away from you because you don't possess it. It means that you don't have to own it. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to keep making payments on it. That it doesn't cost you a red cent. But here and now, you can see that if you choose to be the excitement. You don't have to look for the excitement anymore. You don't have to look for the outcomes. You don't have to try to plan out your life inside of a journal and keep track of every second of every day and every minute and every hour. And you don't have to keep track of that anymore, because then you lose the sense of time, because you're in the absence of time. And you see that you are an existence that just chooses to exist. You're an existence that has to exist for a reason, and you have to give back to the planet. And your soul is doing something here and now that is beautiful. You're retrieving something. You're getting back everything that was taken away from you. Rather, you were robbed of anything in your creation. There will be divine justice in your own realities. I feel like a lot of people, just because you went through what you went through, and maybe because you're watching this right now at this exact moment, you're seeing this message. Have you ever taken a moment to see why you didn't feel like you deserved something? Or maybe sometimes you think, I could have handled that situation differently. Or another analogy could be, do you feel like there is no grace for you? And my answer to those questions would be that there is, because you're still here. You're still alive. You're still breathing. You're still watching this message that I'm giving. And something in your spirit allowed you to want to receive freedom here and now, grace, Shekinah glory, and being the example of that creation. So something inside of ourselves always has to break free and turn those breakdowns into breakthroughs, so that we are able to open up to the vulnerability and the tenderness of our own hearts, but really tapping into the first brain. Sometimes this thing doesn't get us very far. Sometimes it gets us down this other rabbit hole of distortion, and we don't need to pay attention to it. But if you are connected to the thing that actually pumps your blood, that actually gives you vitality, that actually gives you everything that you need, the sustenance, the riches of life and spirit and vitality, this thing really works. This thing, not so much. But then it connects to your gut instincts, which allows you to really have a boldness about you, to be courageous, but also to be expressionate and exponentially accelerated, because you're choosing not to play games anymore. Don't play games with your freedom. Don't think that your freedom is so far outside of the realm of meditation that it's the very thing that you do in the morning because you want to wake up in the morning and start off on the right foot. That's why you meditate. That's why you do all the things that you do. You don't do things for no reason. We do things for a reason. We do things because we want to be loved, we want to be accepted, and we want to be a part of something that really makes us feel like we're doing something for the planet. And that's why I do these lives every day. I do 2 lives every day. No matter if it's raining, no matter if it's super cold, no matter if it's 20 degrees outside, I'll find time to connect with you guys, because it's my job and it's also my life. It's my life's work. And that's why you guys make this beautiful. And one of the things that I was thinking about before I did this message was the very fact that we get to do this here and now, and we get to receive, and we get to meditate, and we get to process, but also we get a moment to where we don't jump off the cliff. We don't go off into the deep end. That's the state of freedom, is maintaining, is consistency, is the ability to have strength and courage, and to not feel like you have to have a proverbial nosedive every time that something happens. You might feel it for a second. It might happen just for a second. You might even be a little pissed off about it. But then it kind of goes away. That's the beauty of meditation. Now, if I didn't have meditation, I know for a fact that I'd be a fucking crazy person. I just would. Maybe some of you would be too if you didn't have meditation. But I'm just being real and authentic, and I'm not just being a jokester, but you have to lighten the mood. You can't take yourself so seriously all the time, because if you do, then you're going to put yourself on an expectancy and a pedestal that you're never going to attain. And you don't want to do that to yourself. Sometimes it's just right here, and you just have to place it in your heart and feel activated. I wake up in the morning, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I smoke a couple cigars, I get up in the morning, have my coffee, and I just receive a light body activation for 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm ready to go, and I feel much better. And even if I wake up in the morning and I'm kind of groggy, and I'm kind of like, don't speak to me, which sometimes I'm like that, and most of the time kind of, that's just you coming back. That's you grounding back into existence. That's why I walk barefoot almost every single day, because I have to in order to really feel like myself again. We are not what is projected into this world. We are the non-physical entity projecting the channel of this divinity inside of ourselves. So we have to understand that we are not a physical specimen having this transcendent experience. We are the non-physical specimen that's channeling and enabling and making malleable and receptive of this human. So right now, I'm my higher self. I'm White Wolf. I'm not my governmental name. I'm not the human being that I used to be. But it doesn't mean that you lose your humanity. It doesn't mean you lose sight of who you are. It actually means you actually know who you are even more, because you're not going around like a chicken with its head cut off anymore. And you don't have to self-sabotage, and you don't have to play games, and you don't have to feel like you have to enable other people's suffering either, because you have something to give back to the planet. So sometimes it's the ability to have the choice of, I know that I'm somewhere between heaven and hell. I know I'm somewhere in between that. I know I'm somewhere between that. But it's your choice. Do you want to choose heaven? Do you want to choose bliss and peace and love and light, or the other ladder? I would recommend love and light. And also I would recommend going upstream instead of downstream. And it's easier to, on a bike when you're going like up the hill, it's easier to kind of go down it. So don't feel like you have to always have an uphill battle or a battle against yourself or others, but choose to be that grounded space, that genuine source of energy. And we're going to do some healing energy too. So if you've never been here before, this is White Wolf. I'm your host, and I also do readings around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. I do have a private session special that I'm doing. So we're going to do some healing energy today, and we're going to connect with the Black Panther and our spirit animals and our galactic beings. I felt very strongly that before I was doing this live, that our galactic beings are going to help us connect deeper within our thought forms and also in our emotions. And our spirit animals are going to give us a lot of healing. So with this healing energy, I hope that you guys are enjoying this. And I'm going to finish this message. You are not far away from freedom. Freedom wants to reflect to you. Allow yourself to reflect the freedom that presents itself as omnipresence. And I know that seems kind of like a riddle of sorts, but if it's reflecting you, reflect it back. Reverse the reflections that are being presented in your reality. You have to reverse the reflections, or else you're always going to be reflected something that is not in your highest alignment or highest vibration. So with that being said, we're going to start the healing energy. So everybody take a deep breath. Allow yourself to open up. Allow yourselves to connect. This is White Wolf. Also, feel free to book private sessions, 1 hour for $111. and an hour and 30 minutes for $166, and 2 hours for $211. So I hope to see you guys there. Book private sessions. Text me, email me, White Wolf Oracle on YouTube and Facebook if you want to find me. Allow yourselves to connect with the Black Panther, giving you a grounding activation, allowing all of your chakras to be recalibrated, connecting to our angelic chakras and our galactic chakras, in the bloodlines of our angels and dragons and guides, so that we're connecting back to the past lifetimes that allow us to generate from a different realm and a dimension and a connection to who we really are. Fully connect to your higher self using the pineal gland. Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth. And we have the dolphins coming in, helping us, giving us a 12th dimension activation and helping us with prosperity and being carefree and in our own space. The unicorns are coming with this beautiful pink, dusky energy, healing our traumas and helping us connect more to our inner child, and releasing stale energies and blockages as well. And the unicorns are a significant guide because they help us open up, to be more vulnerable, to be more compassionate, and align to the divine feminine. And the black dragon from Saturn is going to help us with more energetic release. And it's going to do the Kundalini energy, quick release, and then rejuvenation. Jesus is going to give us a light body activation, all the way to the feet, all the way to the top of the head. And he's going to help download star constellations in languages of light within our causal chakra. And we're going to download Benetron's cube within the causal as well. And the Arcturians are sending out 50,000 light codes and helping us with our electromagnetic kinetic source energy fields. And implementing psychic protection and authority. The Enochian angels have stepped through and helping us connect to the monad, the I am presence, the 12 aspects of ourselves in different realms, different planes, and different universes. Helping us dissolve the sense of time, helping us connect better, and helping us imbibe who we really are, here and now. Tap into the vibrations of God, the sensations of God, and we're going to connect with the tree people as well, and they're helping us find our soul tribes, our soul family, and our self-remembrance, and our spiritual origination of who we really are as a soul entity. They are the entities of I am. I am because you are, and you are because I am. If you're having trouble meditating, this healing can really help you meditate even better, 10 times better. And connecting to your energetic signatures, psychic intuition coming in very strongly, angelic frequencies and galactic frequencies and dragon frequencies coming in very strongly. You might feel a tingling sensation or a ringing in the ears. And we're going to transcend a couple of timelines here and now, changing paradigms, quantum shifting, making every timeline parallel. And with this healing energy, you're going to learn how to call back your energy. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling drained, if you feel depleted, just call back your energy. Stand in your authority. Just say, I call back my energy and my power. It's a healthy way to recalibrate. Archangel Raphael is going to help us ground more into the earth and giving us a green ray of healing all throughout the body as we're receiving this light body activation. So there's a green energy all around us outside of our bodies and tapping into the metaphysical body as well. And really connecting into the astral planes, the infinite realities, and the absolute realities. And also learn how to speed up time and slow down time. With this energetic healing, allow yourself to be a metaphysical shapeshifter, to be a universal receptor, receptive of many different frequency codes and downloads. Past, future, present, all at once, simultaneity. And Saint Germain is going to give us a white light purification, helping us shine through our personality traits and our emotional guidance system, developing new thought forms. The Intergalactic Council is going to help us maintain our presence and our awareness, using application and intention. And 10 lighted beings are helping me with this healing. And we're going to call in 10,000 angels. And we have a lot of new dragons coming in from the Sophia tribe. And also from Orion and Andromeda. So there's 20,000 dragons helping me with this healing right now. And we're also going to revamp our DNA as well. Fully transforming into Christ consciousness. As the healing is coming to a close, allow yourselves to take a big, deep breath. Exhale. You are the sacred flame of creation. You are the prophecies becoming the fulfillment of your destiny. You are the power of that Shekinah glory. You are that honor and that alignment that supersedes the state of freedom, the willingness to be free, the willingness to be bold, and the willingness to fully let go, to tap into Christ consciousness fully. And being relentless seeker, to be one that seeks out God's source energy, to be one that loves profusely, and that's one that never gives up on the infinite creator, the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, forever, and now, and present, and alive and aware. When I snap my fingers, you'll come back to, you'll have a greater sense of clarity, you will know who you are, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, and so it is. So, that was the healing for this live. I hope everyone's doing well. And it was so funny because I was in a shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm still in shorts, but I had to put a hat on and a hoodie because it got like super cold out here. So yeah, if you guys want to book private sessions, I have a private session special. If you want to book a 1 hour for $111, an hour and 30 minutes for $166, and 2 hours for $211. Also around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing readings, healings, activations. I hope to see you guys there. And just don't forget what you want to become, and that freedom is a state of playing with your creation. It's a state where you choose to experience your preferences, the things that make you happy, the things that bring you the sense of satisfaction. Sometimes it's not about just picking out sometimes, when you're eating. Sometimes it's just enjoying every single bite and then eating into the point where you're satisfied. And it could have been a grand buffet, but it's not like you rushed it. It's not like you rushed the meal of creation. And sometimes it's just taking your time and having patience and being a grounded source for what you want to generate in your reality. And I hope that maybe one of you can help me project my camera stand, because I had it for a moment and it's fucking gone. So I don't know where my camera stand went, so if any of you can help me project that into awareness. So yeah. But thank you guys. This is White Wolf. That was my live. Thank you so much. God bless. Book private sessions. I'll see you guys at 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to connect with me. And love you guys.